Grover Norquist. He's the one that runs the Wednesday meeting where they all get together and make strategy. Well, they had a Wednesday meeting right after the Tuesday night elections. 150 Republicans get together, and then people at the state level all call in. This is as big a meeting as there is. They just got their ass handed to them on a platter, and it's sitting in the middle of the table, and they're trying to figure out what to do with it, right? So, you've just seen this story too many times. I can't set it up for you, like, without you pretending that you're going to be surprised. What did they decide? They decided to go more conservative. But here's the twist. Here's the interesting part. Grover Norquist said to them, look, let's wait for a second. He said, hold. Let the Democrats in Congress and then Barack Obama introduce his legislation. And after he introduces the legislation, let's attack. Because that's what we do best. We are at our best when we attack and rip things down. We don't have anything constructive to say now anyway. We don't have that responsibility since we lost, right? So let's let them set something up so we can try to rip it down. Look, they're brazen. This gets in the papers. He doesn't really care. Norquist is like, yeah, I don't like their agenda. I can't wait for them to set it up so I can rip it to shreds. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to go back to the basics, what we do best. Go on to attack and rip things out. Remember, Norquist is the guy who admitted that he wanted to shrink government to the size where he could drown it in a bathtub. This guy's about destruction. He's not constructive. You think he's got any fresh ideas? Ideas on how to make government better? Serve the American people better? No. He's got ideas on how to drown things and rip things down. That's what they do best. So you think that Obama's going to get a honeymoon? He's going to get a free ride? Like people talking about a honeymoon for a new president. The minute he puts up the proposal, they're going to go to work on it. So, and at least they have the courtesy in this case to let you know about it. Now we know. They had their big meeting, and that is the decision that they have made. Now, as to George Bush, he did not have kind words to say. Because remember, here's the important thing for these conservatives now in the movement, to say, no. It's not conservatism that failed. It's not being right-wing that failed. We need to do even more right-wing things, okay? It's that George Bush failed. So now, George Bush is really conservative, but conservatism rocks. You can't make that work, right? That doesn't make sense. So they have to change things. So they say, well, conservatism rocks. We can't change that. That's totally true. George Bush is a conservative. I got it. George Bush was not really a conservative. That's what will change. George Bush was a loser, and he was, in fact, a liberal. Really? George Bush was a liberal. The man who ordered the torture and the needless invasions and cut taxes for the rich to the bone, gave us this enormous deficit. He was a liberal, huh? Now, come on, dude, get real. But here he is tearing down George Bush. He says that George Bush hurt his cause by deciding to take, quote, 5 years to be the mayor of Baghdad instead of the United States. I don't remember you complaining before the invasion. I remember all the Republicans being on board like, yeah, let's go get him, right? Furthermore, he says, the idea that you are Winston Churchill because you had picked a fight with a country with 25 million people in it, come on. Ronald Reagan would do that before breakfast and then go have lunch. Ronald Reagan was smart enough to realize quickly that he would not go and manage the next Lebanese civil war for the next 20 years. First of all, you just made no sense. Did you just hear that quote? You said, oh, Ronald Reagan would have taken over a country like Iraq for breakfast and then had lunch. And by the way, he ran from Lebanon, and that was smart. So which one is it? He would have taken over the country or run? Okay, I know which one it is because I was there. I wasn't actually in Lebanon, and when Reagan made that decision, I was 13, but I read about it. And I kind of vaguely remember it. And here's how it went down. Reagan decided, hey, I'm going to Lebanon, put in the Marines. They got blown up. It was terrible. It was a tragedy. And he's like, yeah, that was a mistake. I'm getting the hell out of here. Okay? So the second part of your sentence is correct. He knew not to get in the middle of the Lebanese Civil War for 20 years. The first part of your sentence about how Reagan would have done it before lunch is stupid and doesn't make any sense. Reagan ran from Lebanon. Right decision, not the right decision to go in the first place, but don't come telling me about how Reagan was a cowboy and how awesome he was, because he didn't do it.